What's up, guys? It's Oblivious Gamer here, and well, today I wanted to talk about some stuff regarding Virtua Fighter, which a bit rare talking about Virtua Fighter, but there's been a lot of talk about the franchise because a supposed big leaker has been talking about the game recently. Like, he got some information and people are just like talking about it, reporting, going over all the stuff. So this is a prominent Atlas and Sega leaker who has a good track record, quote unquote. And he talks about Virtua Fighter and some of the stuff going on with the game. The leaker is called Midori, and basically he goes on like this new Virtua Fighter is going to be online in Esports focus. It has online and offline mode. There are new characters with a modern art style. The game concept has changed many times since 2021. Streaming and spectating implementation will be important. It's going to be a reboot of the Virtua Fighter series developed by current Virtua Fighter staff. It is a title releasing on all major platforms with like crossplay and rollback. And like, the intention of this game is like it's being developed to be a modern competitor to Street Fighter and Tekken with esports concepts and mechanics. They're similar to Street Fighter and other fighting games. There's a new main story and side story. There's also evolution of rank matches. This is a title that is focusing on scaling with the player and their playstyle. Daishi Odashima is involved in this project. The RTG studio assisted with development. The main concept is Battle Universe. It's an open space where you can spectate fights. It is a reboot title with the goal of making Virtua Fighter a popular series. It's also Virtua Fighter 6. This is the sequel to Virtua Fighter 5. The development team has carefully improved and implemented new fighting techniques inspired by other games. There's also a game being developed for all major platforms, so it's not like it's going to be only on PlayStation. So most of this stuff, I would summarize it by saying what Majin Obama said, which is, y'all thirsty as hell taking all these VF leaks. Like, in all honesty, a lot of these stuff is not new or not something that we didn't expect. Virtua Fighter has always had a focus on esports since back in the 90s. I mean, they recently, a couple of, like 2-3 years ago, they were like announcing their focus again and commitment to esports with their announcement. Of course, remaking or remastering Virtua Fighter 5. In Japan, like, Virtua Fighter has always had that focus on esports, so nothing of this is surprising me. Maybe people in the West who haven't followed too much the esports scene or what Virtua Fighter has been doing in Japan. So a lot of stuff here is like not new. We know that it was probably going to be a reboot because it's been years, like what, more than 10 years since the last Virtua Fighter game. You're not going to make a sequel for a game that's over 10 years. You probably have to do some sort of reboot or something like that to reintroduce to a new audience. Again, being like trying to be a competitor to Street Fighter and Tekken, that's again nothing new. New art style or new character design, again, I don't know, I feel a lot of this stuff is not new. However, the last stuff that I read is a bit new, so I feel that's a bit more information. Like, Midori just posted what I read on the back part, like, fairly recent, while the other stuff was like a couple of days now, like 1 or 2 days. RGG Studio assisting with development, the Battle Universe thing. This is all, he just posted that, Midori just posted that. We'll see. We do know Virtua Fighter has been cooking something up since Sega did their announcement with like all these old titles that they're like remaking and reworking and doing a lot of stuff. And of course, like we had like what, Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Golden Axe, and many other IPs. But Virtua Fighter was missing, but they did say that like they are working something on Virtua Fighter. So now remember, this is all leaking or rumor stuff from Midori. He does have a strong track record. However, Midori was also the person who claimed a new Persona fighting game was in the works last year, and we haven't seen a new Persona fighting game yet. So, Some of the stuff I feel it's to be expected, and other stuff is just like, well, if it is something we didn't know, take it with a grain of salt until we have new information. I just wanted to briefly talk about this because there was a lot of discussion, there was a lot of talk. People were a lot surprised about, like, wow, they're focusing on the esports aspect of the game. And again, it's not necessarily something new. They've always been focused on esports side, especially in Japan. But yeah, as always though, what are your thoughts, guys? This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.